This way.
You guys were started off at this red X up here. You went like, whoa, did some stuff in here, then went whoa, like that. That's what you guys have done during your first day.
I would say that is what I remember as well.
Dust till dawn.
No, actually, hold on. I would say I'm gonna draw a shape here. This part's that's not right. We actually doubled back and went along the path because it was faster.
You guys went whoa, more like that.
Hold on.
You know you
I'm,
can.
yeah, I know. I'm drawing very poorly here. So we
I have no idea.
hold on. I'm trying to get this correct. So we kind of went this way, then back this way.
Day 2.
By the Queen's grace. I say the first thing we do is we head back here.
To the village?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. This here, how deep is it?
This ocean by the cliffs is deep ocean. You could dive, well, you think you could dive into it without getting hurt. But it kind of looks a bit rocky, and it's a bit of a drop.
I pushed Matt into the water. Kidding.
In fact, to be exact, I believe you guys were still. Huzzah.
Yeah. We were still there. Actually, yeah. Oh, good. I want to
Wait,
play
what was over here?
We haven't gone there yet.
You guys have actually not found. You have not found that room.
Oh, damn. I can't create a cone.
Right, I was investigating this wall. So you said
Yeah.
something was weird about this wall?
Yeah, but I believe you rolled for it and you didn't succeed.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
So I think you just thought it looked weird.
Can I look for this wall over here? Because I was not part of that. Because I actually was up top here for the entire round.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can roll to see if there is a whatchamacallit. You can roll.
Search?
An investigation. Or search.
13.
Unfortunately, you just think it's a weird thing.
Well, Archaic just rolled to see if he could search, so...
Okay. Archaic. You find a small little indentation that opens up a doorway right here.
Okay.
Going through, you find a small dusty room with a dugout cavern that leads to a dead end.
I was going to say.
You're a little bit too far.
Yep.
The dead end is right here.
What is in this dead end?
Well, first off, how are we doing marching order? Is it going to be...
I'd say
Archaic,
Archaic,
you?
me, and then you. Since Archaic is the one that opened it.
I'm not going in, so... I like to stay back here.
Alright, and I guess I'll search too.
This is a new search check.
So, Archaic's 14, I'm 16.
Okay. Searching through, you guys find that it leads to a small little square. It does swing out into the room, and looking up, you can see wooden planks overlaid on the roof in a very precarious manner. It looks like some of the wood has rotted, and there is a chest up above.
I think I know what it is.
I think so too, but Archaic, does it look familiar? Or
Maybe
Rin?
not from this angle.
It
How high
does.
up is it?
It's about the same height as the other, the entryway before you guys came down the stairs. I'm just gonna do a little.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was the room I was in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You rolled a death save to not set off the trap and fall down.
Gotcha.
So, Joseph, if you can hear us, they identified the piece of paper, and when magic was cast near it, the last message or last thing that someone put on it read, "From dusk to dawn, by the Queen's grace, the coral bridge is drawn from place to place."
I think I must have been muted when I said it, but I wanted to search this room. That's what I rolled for. I apologize if you didn't hear me.
It's okay. In the small room, you find basically a bit of algae and moss. It's a little bit damp in there. You don't really find anything of note. It seems to have been possibly a ventilation shaft, maybe something else, but you can't really tell.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, shall we enter or exit out?
That's probably an okay idea.
All
I'm
right.
gonna move you guys back over here. Showing your little journey.
Do we want to actually travel this way and see what's around here and see if there's anything that would make any sense?
Yeah, I think we should head back here to the base.
So which way are we going to go? Are we going to go...
Let's go back to the village first.
Yes, but are we going to go this way or are we going to go around?
The shortest distance.
All right.
The shortest distance being through the mountains, or the shortest distance via time?
Time. The time. Shortest time distance. Because it would probably be shorter for us to go around this way than it would be to go through the mountain.
Well, there's also the path that you guys took to get there, so you could take the path back to the village.
This one here that I'm...
Yeah. We
Okay,
can
so
go
you
ahead
guys-
and take that path.
You guys all head back to the village, and
Can we just kind of like keep an eye on the entire area as we're going? Because I'm still not sure what "by the Queen's grace" means.
Just one question before that, Kat. What time is it currently?
it is, from my calculations, it is now evening. It is late afternoon to into evening.
Before we
I'd say that-
leave, wait until dusk.
Before we leave the village?
No, before we leave the... Oh, we've already gone to the village instead of the cliffs?
I'm just putting you guys back on too. You guys want to go back to the village, and you're debating on possibly staying until the night falls.
Because from dusk till dawn, there's a potential bridge. Maybe we'll find it that way.
Okay.
Where though? At the cliffs or at the village?
Is it safe for us to travel at dusk from the cliffs area down the path?
Well, so at dusk, the sun is set, so it would depend on the phase of the moon.
All right. And what is the current? What was the yesterday's phase?
Yesterday's phase was a full moon.
Yeah. Rats farts. Okay.
Which means that it's very bright out.
Yeah. So then we will. How about this, guys? We wait till dusk, then we walk down the path and see see if we find anything interesting.
Okay.
Especially if it's basically a full moon.
Okay. Anyone disagree?
No.
Nope.
Okay, so you guys have a short rest. Pass a few beers around. Uh,
Well,
Play a little
rum.
tune.
and then the sun sets. It gets lower, and as the light goes out of the sky, the island seems to light up. You guys notice a purple glow over on this side of the island.
I did not
With-
see that side.
You're on the cliff, so you can see a bit of the glow.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Now I see it. I had to scroll out.
And
So do we
it's
want?
almost as-
Oh,
it's
go ahead.
almost as if you can see the waves and into them to see, like, the ocean is clearer at night as the light fades. There's also a light blue glow coming from over here, but you can't tell what it is from.
A light glow from where? From
From
Right
the
here?
bottom of the cliff, bottom right. How about we go to the light blue one since that's close, see what that is? Then we probably have enough time to get to the pink, purple color.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone agree?
Sure. I'm okay with this.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, I mean,
All right,
Proceed.
let us go to that light blue corner. So we want to walk.
quick
At
question.
least, yep.
Sorry. On our 4th level ability stat, did you just modify your base stat on the character sheet? Or where did you put that bonus stat point in?
Personally, what I did is I put that. Hold on. Damn it! I thought I had it. I put it as a misc.
It is technically a base modifier. It gets added into your base.
Oh, okay. Then I'll change that to a 0 and 16. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
MISC modifiers are usually for things like ion stones or things you might lose. While when your character levels up, that's them
Okay.
gaining the stat through basically the experience of their adventure.
I put my stat point in con.
All right. And so
Probably
that
from
gave
all
you 4 more HP too.
No, I went from 18 to 19.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could read my own thing.
All right, so
So-
what is that? Oh, that's Madgarou, isn't it?
Yep.
Mhm. You travel to the pathway, and at the end of the pathway where it starts up, there are now that the sun is gone, there is a statue there, and it is holding a big shield and a spear. The shield itself glows a light blue around the edge of the shield, giving a light to light up the path, while the middle of the shield appears to be made from a large black scale, but not black as if it was just that, as if it was painted black. No, it is almost a glassy black. The light seems to be absorbed by it, and it almost doesn't reflect the light back, as if some of the light is being lost as it's being bounced off it.
Are there any sticks, twigs, or something small, long that I could pick up off the ground?
Yeah, you can find a stick, or you can find a stone.
I'll take a stick.
Okay.
I'll pick the stick up and touch the black part with it.
Okay. You touch the black part of the statue, and it seems to be a really hard material. It is undamaged.
Okay.
Cat bat check the
Madgarou, your totem does seem to faintly buzz as if it's charged with something.
Totem? Something we don't know about yet?
you have no idea.
Okay.
And then, looking along the path, there's a couple of statues leading back to the village.
Which way are they facing? The village or this first statue?
The statues seem to be facing the pathway as if to illuminate it.
So not in any general location, it's just...
Yeah, it's just like there's one over here that is facing out this way towards the sea. There's one over here facing inward towards the island.
Gotcha.
It's around the pathway to illuminate it as if it was there to make sure the pathway is visible.
Okay.
I walk towards it and gently touch the black, scaly-like object.
Okay. As I am horrible with pronouncing this name. As
El
It's
Tumo.
Eltmal.
Okay. As Ultimal touches the black scale, you get a spark as if a shock of static electricity was running through the scale into you. You feel a slight pain that's more than that of just a normal static shock, and you
And
can
that-
feel something churning in the back of your mind.
Folks,
And then-
that is why I used a stick.
Mhm.
That's why I took the Yoda approach and smacked it with my stick.
Oh, speaking Draconic, uh, and just say, who are you? In Draconic to the black thing.
It is a scale on a shield, and it does not answer back.
I'm gonna ask him in Draconic, who is he talking to?
I will say in Draconic, the scale. The black dragon scale.
Except, most black dragon scales don't have that reflective property, nor the property it's exhibiting of absorbing the light as it does.
I'm gonna say back to him, why would you think a dragon scale would talk to you?
Hey, a lot of y'all talking our language you think we could all understand.
I'm gonna turn towards him and say, he's the one talking to the statue.
And I will just finish my comment to Draconic. You'd be surprised at what can talk to you if you speak the right language. And then I'll just tell everyone, I had a hunch.
I'm gonna
was
put
not
my
correct.
hands when he says you'd be surprised at what could talk back to you. I'm gonna put my hands on my hips, look at him cockeyed, and say, "Yeah, no kidding."
And just go ahead.
I'm gonna walk over to the shield. Does the shield look like it would come off the statue?
In order to get the shield off of the statue, you would have to break the statue behind it.
About the spear.
The spear is made of stone.
I was going to say, I don't think any one of us wants to wield that. Especially you.
But the shield itself is a shield. It's just attached to the statue.
It looks like it is a metal. So, roll a search check.
Copy. Search.
Green roll. I think you're green, yeah. Ooh, that's decent.
Looking over it, it seems like the scale is embedded onto a sheet of metal that is then laid over the stone. If you were able to remove the stone, you could probably put in wood and make it into a serviceable shield.
And I don't see a way to disconnect it from the statue?
No, it's as if the metal was shaped by magic to attach itself perfectly to the stone.
Alright, let me see. I'm gonna crack my knuckles and start contemplating this. Let me go through my spell list here and see.
I would say, and I'm going to speak in common, be careful what you do with that stone.
Are you talking about the one you were talking to in the weird language?
Yep.
Why, did it tell you something back not to touch it?
I'm gonna look over at him.
In a way, it did. And it is not as friendly as I hoped it would be.
Wait. You're telling me the stone talked to ye?
I wouldn't say it spoke to me, but it told me something.
Because I'm the Duergar here. I'm the one who's in touch with the earth, and it didn't talk to me, and you're telling me it talked to you, you elven.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
There's magic.
You cast Detect Magic.
Hold up.
And I'm holding up.
Woo, that's close. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Your wild magic doesn't surge, and you actually cast Detect Magic. and the statue comes with a light bit of magic that looks like, it's just a simple make an object appear
Conjuration.
under certain conditions type of thing.
Uh-huh.
But the scale itself just seems to overflow with magic to the point where it's almost blinding to look at.
Just the black scale.
Yes.
And then I look at
I'm gonna
Valnir
turn back and I'm
and
gonna
say,
look
"See,
at...
I told you it's special."
I mean, you don't know what I did.
There's a lot.
Unless you have arcane knowledge and you know what I cast on it, because I didn't say what I was casting.
You can roll a spellcraft check to see if you can identify what was cast.
Okay.
Unless you already know the spell, in which case you can tell what was cast.
I mean, if you want to look at my spell list on my character sheet, you can check and see. I don't know what the spell is. Like, I, as the player, don't know what the spell is. So if you want to look at my character sheet and see if I know the spell, then you can just tell me. Otherwise, I'll do the roll.
Oh, no. I meant, like...
For me.
Oh, you're talking about the Detect Magic spell. Okay.
Yeah.
You're talking him. Alright. Do you know Detect Magic?
Kinda.
Ooh. Okay. Alright. We'll go with
that was kind of a worthless natural 20.
You know it's Detect Magic, and you don't know exactly which version of Detect Magic, because you know there's a couple of them, but you know Detect Magic was cast.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my hand and I'm gonna put my thumb and finger on my chin. I'm gonna think for a second. And I'm gonna look at the statue. Then I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna look at Rin. And then I'm gonna look over at whatever Dress's character's name is.
Valnir.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at them, and then I'm gonna look back at the statue. By chance, do any of you have a magic blade weapon with you?
And then I just laugh and go, "You have one."
Not the point!
I look at you funny and like, really, little one? As I hold up my fist.
I'm gonna shrug. Are your
I have
fist
one.
magic? You do have one?
I do.
Oh, am I muted?
No, you're not mute. Oh,
No.
My stream was muted. Oh, Evan, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm a terrible streamer. I'm the worst.
I just tell Rin, I literally gave Shrill a magical dagger a few hours ago.
That's not the point. I'm looking for something bigger, stronger. I have a dagger. It's like 4 inches long.
Those are the
5 inches long.
perfect things to take things out.
Not the point.
Why do you need a magic blade anyways? What are you going on about?
I'm gonna walk over to the statue. I know that the scale itself is glowing a different type of magic. I'm going to touch the side of the shields, roughly where the metal and the stone meet. Does it do anything to me?
No, but you can feel where the metal stops and the stone begins.
Put my finger on the edge of the stone and the steel. Right here. I'm gonna pull out my dagger and I'm gonna put it next to that slot and be like, I don't think this is gonna cut it. However, so I'll look over at Rin. And then I'll back up and I'll wave him towards it. Think you might be able to wedge your blade in and pry it?
Let me try.
Why is a magic blade gonna do anything to it?
I'm gonna put my finger on my nose and I'm gonna wink and then I'm gonna point at him.
Was this like a strength check?
Yeah, strength check.
So a magic weapon is going to be able to withstand any kind of pressure or force. It may not break. It may separate the steel from the.
Ah!
Okay. You can't seem to have your weapon get a good enough purchase between the metal and the stone. Your weapon slides out. It strikes the side of the scale, and it doesn't leave a scratch on the scale, but your weapon seems to recoil from it. It gets coated in a black tarish substance that emits a bit of a shock before falling off the blade and disappearing.
Can
Did
I
he feel the
identify?
shock?
Wait. Can I identify what that black liquid is?
Roll an Arcana check.
I'm not doing that again.
Would I be able to do this as well?
12.
Yes, anyone who saw the black liquid could roll an Arcana check, provided they are trained in Arcana. And you guys do not know what it is, but whatever it was, it seemed to have the properties of a few different things.
Okay, 2 questions. Number 1, did he feel the electric current and get hurt from it? And number 2, what happened to his blade afterwards?
So, the tar didn't actually touch him because of the angle that he was standing, so he did not take any damage.
And I did not take any damage, just FYI.
The blade itself seems to need... the blade seems duller, almost a little bit rusted, but a good polish should fix it right up. Which is strange, because magical weapons aren't supposed to rust.
Huh. Okay. Well, since Rin didn't look like he was capable, no offense, werewolf there, buddy. I'm gonna try and take my dagger, and I'm gonna try and wedge it between the metal and the stone and see if I can pry it.
Okay, do a strength check.
Oh god, this is not gonna work.
Ah!
I didn't roll a natural 1 though. I get a -2 to my check.
Yeah, but you're at 0.
I get a -2. I'm like,
You're unfortunately unable to wedge your dagger in between the two. However, when your dagger slips out, instead of hitting along the scale, you instead slip off onto the other side.
okay.
For the love that's all the stone and metal, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to separate the steel from the stone so we can take the shield with us.
Why don't you just pull it apart then?
Because it's attached to the stone? I'm gonna shrug.
And you think metal works good on separating steel from stone?
Just trying to get it in the crack.
There's
Jesus.
so many comments from that.
I look at it. How difficult does it look like it would be to remove the shield from it?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
The scale, the shield, whatever it is, how hard would it be to remove it from what he's trying to do?
So, because you happen to work with stone a lot more, you're a gray dwarf, you know that they're going about it the wrong way. The metal seems to be wrapped around and into the stone. If they really wanted to remove it, the best way would be to first knock it off the statue by where the hand is holding it, then using a pick or something, destroy the stone behind it and pull it off, leaving the metal behind.
So can I just? You said you had to push it off, like move it away from it. It's like, can I do that?
You would have to. So, you would have to first take it off the statue and start breaking the stone. The metal is a little bit too dug in deep into the stone.
So then, what do I need to do? Just start breaking the stone?
Yep. If you've got something to start breaking the stone, you can.
I am currently sitting down, focusing.
As Timo sits down, trying to focus on the scale, he can feel some sort of power from it, some whispering at the back of his mind, but right now he can't hear anything from it.
Is there any like large rocks that I could pick up and just smash against it to try to break it apart, or anything like that nearby, or even just anything object-wise?
Yes, there is also the Masterwork Club, if Rin has brought it out and shown it to anyone.
Oh yeah, I would have brought everything out of the bag.
Okay. So you can use a stone from the rocky cliffside, or you could use the club.
All right, boy. You use that club. I'll grab this piece of rock and we'll take turns smashing it. I'll grab a large rock and go over and start trying to break it apart.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys are going to keep on working on it until you get it. And you're able to get the metal away from the stone by breaking the stone and breaking it off the statue. And now you have a sheet of metal that looks like it could have been part of a shield without the handle to hold it. And if any of you happen to be weaponsmith, you could recreate the shield. And you have the scale embedded in the front of it.
I say we put it in the bag of holding. Can we put it in the bag of holding?
Sure.
I would say we put it in there and hold on to it until such time as we might be able to get somebody that can reattach it to a shield. Unless one of you guys already has that capability, in which case, hey.
Well, go ahead and voice it. Tell us how the game.
Well, now that we got it down, and you know how to attach it to a shield?
I'm not sure you want to attach it to a shield right now.
I'm gonna shrug.
I didn't do a lot of work on stuff like that. But we could always tote it with us till we find someone who can. Or to sell it to the highest bidder.
I'm gonna point to Rin's bag and say, I guess stash it in there until we can.
Okay.
How is that thing gonna fit in that little bag?
I'm gonna tap the side of my nose and wink at him.
That doesn't tell me anything.
I would assume that Rin walks over, picks it up, and goes to put it in the bag, and it kind of does the magical thing, goes in the bag.
Disappears.
Okay. Quick question. Is there anything in the bag of holding besides the shield when you attempt to put it in?
What did I do?
Something probably pretty bad, but I don't want to tell you guys what I'm thinking for other reasons.
Because the shield is going to... Oh, okay. Well, I mean, no, it would just go. It's not like it touches the interior of the bag, does it?
Well, secretly it's a portable hole, and we're just about to rip it up a plane. Yeah, a portal to the astral plane, and I'll die.
Well, that's if it was a portable hole. That's if. And I believe if you do it one way, you're just transported to the astral plane. If you do it the other way, they both fizzle out to nothing.
If that's the case, would my character have any knowledge that that would be a bad idea? Me as the player, I don't know.
I have a question. My sensing is only if the scale itself is from something that's still alive, correct?
As far as you can tell, the
Yeah.
owner of where the scale originally came from, the owner of it, is still alive in some sense.
In some sense. No, I'm purposely being vague on that because it's a vague ability.
Yes.
Something this powerful that I can feel. It is from something that is still alive that has a lot of power. And it doesn't agree with me.
Well, you can't really commune with it right now.
No, but when I get that feeling of shock, would that be like it was a repulsion?
No, it was more like there is a lot of power there, and it's been sitting, and you just completed a circuit by touching it, and it had to discharge.
Okay. Then I'm less worried about it that way then. Okay.
Okay. Are we still attempting to put it into the bag of holding?
It's the previous owner or the owner of that scale is still alive. So just
Okay.
be careful.
What does that have to do with putting it in a bag?
Do you know
It has a
something we
lot
don't?
of power. I am giving you as much knowledge as I have that you guys probably would understand. And I don't have a great deal more knowledge than I can give.
Well, if we're done beating around the bush about a stupid shield scale, can we go on to the purple light above?
I totally agree, but go ahead if you want to put in that bag of holding. It's a very powerful magic artifact, and it is very odd that this, and I'm going to point to it very closely but not touch, this is this shiny and powerful. It should not be.
Would I be able to deduce from that and from my detect magic whether or not it would be an okay thing to put in the bag?
You know that magic items are able to be put in bags of holding, so you have no idea whether or not it is a good idea based on its power to put it in a bag of holding.
Well, we either put it in the bag or someone's got to strap it to their back and carry it until we're ready for it. And I'm gonna look over at Eltamal.
Eltamal shakes his head no.
To which part?
Probably both, but I am definitely not carrying it.
Oh, good lord, it's just a shield piece. Stick it in the bag and let's go.
I'll wave for Rin to proceed then. And I'm gonna stand behind.
What
I'm
do you
gonna
want to do with this thing?
put it in the bag.
It's a shield. Who wears a shield here? Anyone?
Oh, I wear a shield, and I am not putting
Alright.
that on.
Then you take it. If you
No.
don't want it, I don't want it. I don't use shields. If you want it, take it. Let's move on. It fucked up my sword, so I don't want it.
I mean, technically, you messed up the sword, but I didn't say that in game. In character, I didn't say that.
Who's holding it at the moment?
Right now, I believe it's on the ground.
All right, I'm giving you 5 seconds before I decide to do something with it.
Well, you have as many
All right.
seconds as you want.
3, 2.
I'm just walking towards the purple glow.
All right, we're near the cliff towards the ocean, right?
We're on the bottom right-hand side.
I'm just gonna pick it up and fling it out into the ocean.
Okay. You fling it out into the ocean, and it sinks.
All right, now moving forward instead of wasting time.
I'm just gonna shrug. Start walking towards the north.
We're walking that way.
Okay. When you guys make it to the coral reef, it is roughly it's roughly about midnight, and the glow is in the pattern of a big block. There is a symbol upon the block that is similar to the ones in the hidden cave that you found. And on either side of the block, there happens to be 2 more of those statues holding similar shields. One of them is holding a sword, and the other one is holding a spear.
Oh, man.
And instead of facing towards any path, they are facing out towards the ocean. And
So I just start walking in that path that they're facing and just keep going.
so
Even
you
if it's...
step
It,
you step onto the glowing square for the ruin.
Yep.
Okay. As you step onto it, another one appears with a different rune. And when you step on that one, another appears.
And I just keep walking.
It's as you walk, it seems a pattern emerges where the square in front of you and the square behind you are always lit up, but no other squares are lit.
Then I walk back and wave everybody and say, all right, I want someone. So walk back where there is just one square between me and the shore. And say, someone step on this rune.
The one behind you?
Yes.
Okay.
This looks like some Fall Guy stuff. I'm gonna let Matt take the lead so he can be the first to fall.
And you know what? I'm A-okay with that because I have a trick up my sleeve.
So what happens when I step on the panel behind him?
Well, you're standing on a glowing block of energy that,
Mhm.
you know, is essentially suspending you in the air. It feels like you're standing on the ground.
All right.
If Mad moves to the next block and
It will disappear, so I will tell...
well, does it disappear because he's still on it? Why would it only appear for you?
It appears for both of you from your experimentation.
So long as somebody is standing on a block, it's there. For now. Okay.
Yes, and the block before and behind you.
So
Which
then,
direction does it appear that it's going? Like,
It
is
seems-
it squiggling all over the place, or does it have a direct line of path that it's going?
It seems to turn towards an island in the distance.
How long does it look like it's going to take us to get to that island?
It seems like it would take half the night walking to get there.
Oh, half the night. Okay, well then, double time it. Let's go.
Wait a yellow saying you trust these magic floaters to walk all the way over the ocean.
I trust it enough.
I'm gonna stamp on it a few times. Shrug.
And
And
I
walk.
just start moving forward.
I mean, the riddle did say from dusk till dawn. The coral bridge? I'm gonna look. Does it look like it's made out of coral?
There's coral all around that area.
Yes. You are over a coral reef. And and as you get further away from the shore, you can actually see the runes glowing faintly if you roll a spot check.
Hold on.
I roll it. I guess I already see it.
Cool. It doesn't take a lot to see it, but you can faintly see,
I see it.
the same runes glowing on the ocean floor in what looks to be coral, but as you go further out, it gets further and further down and harder to see.
Okay. I guess we just need to hurry up, because if dawn comes up and we're on these things and we're still crossing, we might have a problem.
You guys might have a problem. Keep going.
Trust me, you'll have a problem.
Alright, well, I start booking it as fast as my little short legs can take me.
Yep. I'm gonna run.
I'll just walk.
Okay.
Does it keep up with us if we run? Like, if I'm in full stride, does it keep up with me?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as you're staying on it, it keeps up with you.
So you say if you step on a brick, the brick in front of it, the next one in line lights up?
Yes. And each brick is about 20 feet by 20 feet.
Oh, okay. So this should be fine.
Yep.
I want to get across as quickly as possible.
Okay. You run
What time of
across.
day is it?
It's midnight.
It's just past midnight is when we started getting on these bridge.
Oh, yeah. I'll want to get across fast. Well,
We have until dawn. I'm assuming 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
I
take
pay
us half the
attention
night.
all the way across. I walk at a 15-foot and just make sure that if there's anything that I can see.
Okay. As you walk, you can't really see anything, but there are a series of runes that are on the bridge. But besides being similar to the ones in the cliffside cave, you can't really tell much about it.
Okay.
Because none of you know what those runes mean yet.
I don't.
Nope. But crossing it, you come to a small little beach over here. I drew in the very last brick where you guys would come off on. And the beach seems to go up into a swampish marsh that then leads into a forest with some more mountains blocking the view of an island that you saw upon approach. You can see a small little hut in the marsh at a distance, and it seems like there is light coming from the hut.
Light?
Yes.
Interesting. What do you guys make of that?
Question: How
Shelter
deep?
at the moment.
How deep is this area?
How deep? When you get to the beach, the beach itself, it goes out about. It slopes down gently into the water, but you know that there usually is a drop off, but you can't feel where the water drops off if you go for a swim.
Light looks like somewhere we should just reside and rest for a minute. We've been going at it for a while.
How long would it take me to get here?
To get to right about there,
No. Here.
to swim out there.
No, I'm not swimming.
So it slopes down into the water to get out onto that spot in the water, in the ocean. You estimate that that might take you an hour or two by swimming.
If I could walk.
The beach slopes down, so
No, it's straight line walk.
so you're walking off the block.
Yeah, and just straight line walk. Or somewhere where I would be, my head would be just underwater.
So, so you're stepping off the panel.
Yeah, or, whatever. I could just go this way. I just would like to. Okay, I'm going to say what I've got. I can breathe underwater at any time. I've
Okay.
got infinite water breathing. I want to take a look at there and see if I see anything here. But if it
Okay.
takes over, so that's why I say walking. If it's going to take me over an hour, then it's not worth it.
Okay. So, well, as soon as you step off the panel, it's like the other panels that were next to it vanish, and just the one at the very end of the path is still there.
Hey,
You-
just to point something out,
Mhm.
I know Dresseth and we beat feet and ran across it, or at least went faster than him. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
pretty far behind us. When we get to shore, he's still in the process of working his way across. So
If they're ahead and they're already there, that's fine. But as I say, I just don't know how big this area is.
Okay, so for scale, I want to say about this is maybe that's a few miles, like 2 miles. So this is about
Okay,
4 miles.
then never mind.
4 miles away from me.
Okay, then
Uh,
never mind. It's not worth what I want to do.
The hut is not to scale.
Okay.
what? You mean it's not 45 feet away?
Nope.
So it's like 4.5 miles.
It's a bright light then if we're seeing it from that far.
Well,
It is dark
it's
still.
one of the only sources of light, too.
So, Dresseth, you said you wanted to stop here when we get onto the beach and rest?
No, I was saying we should get to that light and use it for shelter to rest up.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So, this part right here is the beach, and then this purple is the swamp. Is that right?
Yes.
And then this is the forest. And then this right here is the mountainy area, the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got another thing down here. Okay.
Yep.
Sweet.
Is it possible to walk along the edge of the island without like falling into the water while avoiding the swamp?
This here.
At a certain point, it becomes a slurry of water and sand and rock that your foot sinks into about a couple of inches as you walk, but you could walk around the edge.
Can we find a path that leads to this hut?
Unfortunately, you cannot find a path.
When we get to the edge of the swamp, how thick is the muck and the mire?
The muck and the mire seems to be mixed with some sand and vegetation. As long as you stick close to where the vegetation is most dense, it seems like you guys can walk with it slowing you guys down. You move at about half speed, and it's only up to, I'd say, knee height on the goblin of your group. But if you venture off further from the path, there's pockets where you would have to swim.
Okay.
And our little one, take this. I pull a rope out of my sack. Like, tie this around you, and I can tie it around me. That way, if you get in too deep, I can pull you back out.
I'll nod, take the rope, tie it around my waist.
And then just kind of keep trying to follow the vegetation as best possible, get to the hut in the most direct route.
Okay. When you get to the hut, the sun is coming out, and you're exhausted from staying up all night. And getting to it, it seems like it is a giant. It's a giant raft made of wood over the muck and mire, with a giant bonfire with about. It looks like there's about 20 people sleeping in various forms of crude beds. They all seem to be wearing rags, and the large bonfire seems to be going out.
Interesting. How do we want to approach this? 20 people in rags?
How far back am I at this point?
So, the people who ran across can get across it about maybe 2 hours earlier than everyone else. So,
I would be
you would
probably
be
here.
right around.
All right. Well, I'll keep on walking through and.
So, Archaic, did you walk or run the whole time?
No, he ran. So it's the three of you guys.
Okay. We don't know. He's like a silent ghost.
No, he did say he ran.
Shh.
Giving me a headache.
He made a move silently check while running the whole way.
And hide.
Well, I look at the other ones of like, we should probably wait for the elf, and that way we can go in all of us together.
God damn, he moves silently. And I'm moving at, a full pace throughout the rest.
Okay, so by the time you catch up to them, the people on the giant raft / hut thing seem to be getting up. One of them goes over and starts to prepare. What looks like they're doing is they're preparing breakfast.
Can we see anything other than rags? Are they a mixed bag? Are they all one race?
Are there waffles?
Are there waffles?
They're
Those are
cooking
you guys
nothing but
getting.
pancakes.
I'm out. I'm gonna fireball the entire raft.
I'll help.
Are you sure you still have enough spells? You haven't rested.
I can cast a level 2 spell.
You haven't rested, so you haven't gotten your spell slots back.
Nope.
No, I haven't. I have a level 2 spell.
But you don't have the spell slot for it till you rest.
Well,
Yeah.
poop.
Yeah, because you leveled up during this day. So, all right. So, but are they? Do they look gaunt? Do they look normal?
Do they
Oh,
have weapons?
how close are you getting?
Uh, I'm gonna move silently and hide.
So roll those.
Yep. And hide.
Little one, I'm about to just walk up there while they are keeping an eye on things. If you want to detach, you can, or if you want to come with me, you can.
I'll come
Just
with you.
and just I get fairly. I get close and just try to see. Do I see weapons?
Okay. So you guys are going as a group closer.
Well, what I think what's going to happen is that I'm going to walk up towards them normally with She'll Wreck It, but the other two are hiding, and I kind of know that they're kind of hiding. I'm letting them kind of observe from afar. It's as if they're kind of, flanking or keeping watch eye while we're going
Yep.
in. So I'm going to just kind of walk up while they're kind of doing their sneaky thing.
So as you guys approach, it seems to be mostly humans with a few other races mixed in together. You can see a drow among them. You can see a dwarf as well. And all of them seem to be a bit gaunt, many of them having scars along their back.
All right. So
Slaves?
this is a slave. So, all right.
Hmm. Okay.
I'll then go ahead and also walk with them in a slightly different direction. I'm assuming when I'm hiding, I'm not coming in the same way, and I'll come with them, and I'll just have my hands away from my weapons, and I'll walk in.
So you walk in as the group of uh, people that you think are slaves are waking up, and someone starts shouting, and it's and what languages do you know?
So I know Common, Elven, Draconian, and Common, Elven, Draconian, and Goblin.
It's the language that they're speaking seems to be a mix of common, elven, and dwarvish mixed together, but mostly common. Uh,
Okay.
and it seems
I
like they're looking for people to wake up
well,
as
have I have Common, Dwarven, and Undercommon, which is kind of like the Underdark general language.
yeah. So you can understand them perfectly as they're calling people to wake up, and someone's like saying to fetch uh, what you think is translates roughly to chieftain in how they're speaking with the mix of the languages. And
Be ready,
there's
little one. They're calling for Biggins.
I'll nod.
and they
And
seem to have a sense of unease about them as they look over all of your armor and weapons. Though you have
I
not done anything to strike them, they eye over you warily.
What
and
what
I will
weapons?
state
I have no weapons.
no. He doesn't have any weapons at all. Uh,
Yeah, my weapons are daggers that are hiding. They can't
They
really see
they're
them. I have a.
probably looking at me because I have a morning star and I have a shield and I have a crossbow on the back of mine. And I will state, I am a weary traveler. I do not mean you any harm.
Uh,
And I'll
so
speak that in common. And I notice some elven in there as well. I don't know dwarfish, but I can speak those two. And I'll say it in both common and elven.
So nobody seems to make a move just as yet. You can smell a bit of burning as a gentleman who happens to be a gnome who looks to be better off than the rest of the people there, maybe due to their small size. Uh, but he approaches and says, "Hello, you are travelers, yes?"
I'm gonna try and bluff my way into this one. I'm
Oh
gonna kind
no!
of get in front of everybody.
A quick
Dang
pause.
it! No!
Quick pause. What language was he speaking in to us?
Yes.
He was speaking in common because, you know, because common was spoken to them.
Proceed, Shilrakit.
I'm gonna kind of step in front of everybody, and I'm gonna try and throw a bluff at him to see if I can convince him of this. It's not a fallacy, but maybe it'll help. And I'll say, "Greetings, friend," and I'll do a big flourish with my hat and bow. "Shellracket the Bard, this is my troop. We're weary travelers, of course, and unfortunately our ship became a little adrift in the weather, and thus we had crashed and found ourselves here."
The gnome nods and says, "Oh, a bard. Ah, we have not heard music in quite a long time. That might do well for the weary soul here. But welcome, welcome. You all look tired, and you may rest. I am Arathor, and you know, we are willing to share our food with you, but in exchange, we just ask that you help replenish our stores when you are done resting."
Okay. Well, so to start, I don't think I genuinely trust this guy, so I think we're going to try. I think we should probably have somebody keep watch while the rest of us rest. Personally, and I'm not saying this because I want the full amount of time to rest. I need at least 8 hours to replenish my spell slots.
Well, I didn't go in with you guys. I'm just watching, hiding in the bushes. So I'm listening.
Yeah, and I will go ahead and help cook some breakfast along
Ah.
with, and I'll just point to Skill Rack and say, "Go rest. I will go ahead and make some breakfast."
Okay.
Okay.
I follow Shilrakit with wherever he's going. And I'm going to take the rope off, put it back away, and I'm going to just kind of sit and just watch over the camp, keep an eye on everything at the moment.
I'm going to pull my boots off, knock off all the mud and sludge because I was up to my knees, set my boots out somewhere where they can dry, and curl up with my backpack, strum my guitar a little bit, and then just kind of pass out.
Okay, so you sleep, and the other people, while they gawk at you, they seem to give you a berth, basically letting Arathor be their liaison towards you. If you go to cook a bonfire,
Yep, and
you'll
I
notice-
I want to go to a place where there's one of the potential. I'm just going to say other people that are cooking there right now, just so that I could talk to them.
Yes, there happens to be 2 people cooking right now. The one who woke up first, and they seem to be grilling some sort of scaled meat that looks like fish. And there's a couple of weird brown spotted eggs that they are cooking up as well.
Excuse me, may I be of any help to you guys? Or people? Or is it guys, girls, da da da?
It's a mix. There's one woman and one man cooking right now.
May I offer my services to help out for cooking?
So the 2 humans who are cooking, they nod, and one of them says, Sure, you can keep an eye on the eggs. Make sure that they uh,
Don't burn.
don't overcook. And we've got a couple of wooden bowls that you can put them in. And we're just making breakfast for everyone. We don't
So,
have much salt, so go light on
huh. I bring in my, because I brought spice. I brought salt myself because that's like the only um, thing that I bring in, and I will take it out of my bag and put some of my own salt on instead of the communals to help out.
that. Okay. They
And
thank you for sharing your salt with them.
I am the salt of the earth. No. Um, on this, I would like to. Do I get a feeling on which person is would be more willing to talk?
Uh, you can try rolling to see if you an insight or sense motive to see who would be more willing.
All right.
And while I do have more stuff planned, I am going to stop us closer to 11, so we have about half an hour more.
20.
Okay. Okay. It seems like the human woman, is more likely to talk to you. She was the one who was speaking to you and telling you how to be careful with the salt.
All right. So, uh, to start just the initial talk, is ask her how long has she been on this island, or with. Let's go. How long has she been with this group?
She says that she's been here since the ship left from the. Uh, since the ship left from the Iron Shore a couple of years ago.
So from that, were you taken as a slave?
She says, yes, we were all once slaves until uh, Arathor helped us gain our freedom during a night of uh, panic on panic. We managed to defeat our captors, and then we eventually settled up here.
Has there been another traveler that has passed by within the past week or so, or seen another?
I just to interject, I think we've only been on the island what 2 days, 3 days?
I'm
2 days?
purposely only
Uh,
saying a week.
Okay.
Yeah. So you don't know how long you guys were unconscious when you got shipwrecked, but uh, you say, but you know that uh, you guys did spend, I believe, one night at the village, so and then one night here. Unless you guys didn't spend one at the village, so it would be in the past two. You've been on the island for like a day and a half to two.
Yes, and I'm just asking for a week. Just
They said that, or they say, there was, uh, like some rumors going around that there was other people, another person on the island, but unfortunately we have not seen anyone else since we got here.
okay. So
And by the
go.
size of the raft, you can guess they've been here for at least a month.
Okay. Um, and I just kind of want to build a little bit of rapport and ask where she was from the Iron Kingdom.
Uh, she says that she used to be a farmer on the edge of the Iron Shore, and unfortunately, her parents got sick, and she couldn't keep working the farm without much help, so she started working at her neighbor's farm in order to help pay and supply for them before eventually finding an offer for that she thought would have helped out tremendously, only to be tricked and forced into slavery.
Okay. Yeah, and just kind of tell her that I used to live in one of the major cities there, and I was just kind of wondering, how it was going, as I'm very disgusted by the turn of events for the slave trade that's been going on.
So she uh, takes your condolences, and she's like, that was years ago. I suspect that my parents by now have passed on, and I'm just trying to make a new life here and put the tortures of my time behind me.
I apologize for making you revisit that, and I am sorry with your parents, as I have lost my mom in similar circumstances as you lost your parents. So I truly feel for you.
Okay.
And at that point, hopefully, breakfast is nearly done, and we start eating.
Yes, they finish making breakfast. It seems to be a bit meager. The rations are scarce, but everyone gets the same amount, and uh, it's not done proportional to body size, so those who are smaller seem to be doing better than those who are larger. But once breakfast is
Is there
passed
a
around,
very large? Who's is there a large person or two?
they're all pretty gaunt and on the smaller side of things.
But
Um,
is there like one or two more quote quote larger people, or would be bigger people if they were more fed?
um, the tallest of them looks like uh, if he was more well fed, he would be a lot stronger than he is. But he seems to be a little bit slow to move, and seems to be moving in order to as little as possible to conserve energy.
All right. So what I do is, and I'm trying to look at my item list, and I'm failing miserably. But I will give a small portion of. I'll give like a quarter of a day's worth of rations, and split it to the one or two biggest people to kind of give them at least a little bit of a boost for their meal for today.
Okay. They uh, they eat it and they thank you for it. One of them thanking you in common, and the other one thanking you in undercommon.
And I say, you're welcome in common.
Okay. They graciously accept it, eat, and then they move off to start working. It seems like some of them head out towards the ocean to start trapping fish, other of them head further into the swamplands to uh, possibly forage, while still others head into
Evelyn
the
Conscious, thank you for that
tree
follow.
line.
I hope you're having a wonderful
While
day,
they
but more importantly, your
sleep,
slurp,
there
slimes,
seems
and
to be
pretties
like
are doing even better.
while
Thank
the
you for
others
that follow. I
rest
greatly appreciate it.
amongst the party. Uh, it seems like two have stayed behind to work on the giant raft, and Arathor has also stayed behind, uh, working with with a quill and some crude parchment paper, working on something. So, are you guys all just going to rest up?
At this point, after I have my meal, share some rations to help out a few people, I will go and take a rest.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna do the full 8 if I can.
Okay. There's nothing stopping you guys from taking a full 8 hours of rest.
That's not true. There's an entire raft full of people who may or may not be friendly that may be able to impede.
Well, I was not planning on going to sleep yet. I was going to stay awake and kind of at least watch over Show Racket unless the others join me or wherever we're at. Um, I took the endurance feat, and so I can push myself to try to go a little bit longer. I still have a few psionic points left anyways, so it's not like I'm completely empty on my abilities. I figured once we get another time that we rest away from possible enemies that I will rest then. But for the moment, I'm just staying awake, keeping an eye on everything. I'm definitely keeping an eye on like any of the races that seem off. Like I know what the Drow are capable of. I'm from that area, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on any of them, as well as the Knoll if I see them trouncing about.
Uh, Arathor is a gnome, not a gnome.
A gnome.
I misheard that. Then I thought he was a Knoll. I was like, man, that's a really well spoken Knoll.
Yeah, and there happens to be only one drow, and they went off to the shore to help fish, presumably.
I'm keeping a weary eye on everybody, but certain ones may pique my focus a little more than others, especially if they come near us. But I'm gonna at least let Shellracket get his rest, and then if Mad joins us, I'll let him get rest too while I keep an eye over him. I'm trying to look around and see if I can spot Archaic's character and just kind of keep an eye on where he's hiding at, unless he decides to finally come out of the bushes and join us.
Nope, I'll just be watching.
Okay, so you're very tired, Ren. So, long story short is none of them seem to approach you, and they just mind their own business doing their work to try and bring in food to build up their supplies.
Well, that's good.
I will take the time though that while I'm trying to keep myself awake, I will every so often just concentrate for a few moments, gain my sonic focus, and then my feat sonic fist lets me pretty much channel my sonic focus into a strike. So I'll like punch random objects nearby just to kind of like practice, but also to hopefully be like, hey, I'm a threat, stay away from me.
So you're gonna start punching the raft and some of the beds and some of the crude crates that they have.
Okay, maybe not that. I'll punch at the air then. Just practicing, working on keeping me awake as well as performing, stuff to keep me in shape. No, I'm not going to destroy the raft. Come on now.
You guys are so close. 2 days away. No. Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
They tend to leave you alone, and it seems like this community, they do not stop for lunch, and will eventually come together to start preparing dinner.
Well, that means if I do my full or pretty close to full, then I would be waking up right at dinner time, and I will go and help make dinner as well.
Okay. As you help make dinner, it seems like the people who went into the marsh did so with a bunch of wooden and flint spears. One of them comes back dragging the carcass of a dead alligator with a spear through its skull. Another one of them happens to have a clutch of eggs in a burlap sack, and uh, they go about skinning the alligator for its meat. And uh, you can help skin it and start preparing it for uh, dinner.
And I just take a look at the handiwork at the skull and went, impressive. As I point to the spear through the skull. And does anyone smile or?
The drow smiles, nodding, uh, understanding the word impressive, but not much else of common.
Uh, and speak it in Elven.
Uh,
Yes.
so you speak
You,
in
you gotta
Elven.
piss it off, don't you?
Oh,
The drow responds and says, "Yes, that is the handiwork of my lover." And is like, and he points to one of the people who went into the swamp, who just seems to be hanging out on the side, uh, slumped over, resting against a crate. They, it happens to be one of the larger males of the group, and it happens to be. Uh, it just seems it's a larger human male who is about 6'4", and they are taking a nap while dinner is prepared.
okay. So he would be one of the biggest people of the group.
Yes.
All right.
You would estimate that it's been long enough that they should have gotten enough rest by now, right?
So between breakfast and dinner, that's over 8 hours.
Okay, because
Yeah.
at some point I would have woke Shilracket up and be like, "Hey, they're gonna be doing dinner soon. I'm gonna get a little shut eye myself. Rin's still out there. He hadn't shown up yet."
Well, I'll keep an eye open.
Try for both.
I will do that. I'll nod to him.
So after after dinner gets served, Arathor approaches you all and asks, "So, you guys were shipwrecked here. How long have you guys have been shipwrecked?" He asks.
Can I sense
Well-
motive? Or who's he talking to?
He's just talking to the group who seems to be hanging out around Shillracket.
If you're not near me,
How-
I do recall that you said about a week. You did say a week, right?
Yes.
You guys were asking about a week ago. You guys asked if anyone had
Okay.
passed by within the past week.
Hold on. Am I within earshot?
The raft overall isn't fairly big, so you can be within earshot while helping out.
All right. And I'll just go about a week
Okay.
as I'm.
Okay. Arathor nods and says, "Well, I hope that some of your ship washes up. Maybe we could use it to help start making a bigger ship and do some repairs and get us all back out."
I will
By
ask.
chance, have you tried crossing over to any of the other islands?
Arathor says, "Yes, we used to be on the other island to the south of here, until about a month ago, where we came up here after creatures started wandering into our camp down there. Unfortunately, we had to leave behind a lot of our supplies, and
Is-
we came here.
Is there any coral near here?
And then he says, uh, "There's just the coral on the uh, shore over there that you guys approached from. However, on the South Island, I think there was some more coral somewhere, but it's been too long since I've been over there."
Okay.
And then he asks, "So, you guys happen to be a troupe of entertainers?"
I'll nod.
I will nod the other way.
"So, would you be willing to put on a performance to help raise the spirits of everyone? It's been a bit hard since we lost most of our supplies and our tools and had to relocate here. And while we're bouncing back, it would be nice to have something to raise their spirit."
Well, I'm still a little weak and weary from travel myself. With a little bit of food and some time, plus to give my my companions here some recuperation, I can sit here and play a little ditty. Basically, I'm thinking that I want to play a little bit of music just to soothe and ease, and bring a little bit of sound to the group. But at the same time, I don't want to do anything that's going to be too distracting, so that I can keep an eye on things, specifically for Valnir, and to keep an eye out for Rin, because that's what
Okay.
Valnir asked me to do while he was sleeping.
So you want to play something, uh, a little bit quiet and easy. Is what you're
Yeah,
trying.
I mean, first off, it's getting to be evening time, so I'm sure a lot of people are just settling, getting dinner, that sort of thing. So, just something relaxing, calming,
Okay.
kind of mesmerize the mood to get everybody to just chill.
Okay, roll performance.
I'm supposed to play death metal.
I don't think death metal has been invented yet.
Oh, you never know.
Nordic metal.
Oh,
Maybe.
I just hit the cancel button. Dang it. Well, it's not my best performance, but that'll do.
It's a better performance than any of them have been privy to in a long while, and everyone seems to enjoy it. Unfortunately, it doesn't get you much money.
I'm
If
not
any.
looking for money. I'm just trying to distract. That's all. I'm keeping an eye out for Rin. See if I can spot him out in the wilderness. See how he's doing. And just kind of keep an eye on Valnir while he's sleeping.
Yeah. What is Ren doing during all this time?
I may have fallen asleep at this point.
In character or in real life?
Both.
Both.
So I'm gonna assume that Ren, due to the exhausting day, just sleeps till well past dinner.
Yep.
Let's just
Okay.
hope he doesn't sink into the swamp and bog.
He might be able to shimmy up a tree.
Roll a climb check, Archaic.
I mean, that's only if he
Natural
wants
one.
to.
Natural one coming. Oh wow,
Hey.
that's a
20.
solid climb.
You're able to sleep in a tree and stay hidden while you sleep.
Perfect.
Okay. So, Everyone seems
Actually, if I'm going to do a specific move, I'm going to get out a copper coin and toss it to Skill, to Shrill Racket.
okay. You toss a copper at the bard.
Try to toss it in his mouth.
Oh, I'm just going to try to toss it right into the chest.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Uh-huh. So I just roll it. So it's a d20 plus what? My
Plus-
dexterity?
Yeah, plus dexterity.
Alright, hold on 1 second. Sorry.
You could probably just roll a dex check and it'd do the same thing.
Yeah, actually, that's right. That's what I should be doing.
I mean, that
12.
doesn't hit my AC.
Does it hit your touch? AC.
No.
No. It's 14.
Okay. So you're able to dodge it easily enough.
How about trying to catch it like I have been?
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to hit it hard. I'm trying to get him to,
Roll to see if you catch it.
What did I roll last time?
I believe we just had you roll a reflex.
Yeah. So it's just a reflex saving throw, basically.
Oof.
Unfortunately, you're unable to catch it.
All right, somebody gets a free coin.
It clatters to the raft and slips between two of the boards into the mire below.
Well, it wasn't my coin, so I don't care. It's the thought that counts. I'm gonna kind of glare at him though.
I had one copper. I at least had to think about it.
Well, now the swamp is richer. Thanks.
Hey, you could have caught it.
You could have hit me.
That just means we gotta loot the swamp now because it's got money.
Kill them all. We gotta loot.
So,
Just blow up the whole island. Think
We
of
have-
the XP we get.
if you manage to somehow kill the island, I will let you guys level up.
I'm a wild mage. Challenge accepted.
But please note, that means the island and everything on it, there can be no life except for the party.
I don't think you heard me. Wild mage. Challenge accepted.
Most likely he'll die with it too, but it'll be one hell of a liftoff.
I've had a knack playing wild mages in the past of casting lightning bolts at dragons that are in swamp water, stepping on companions and overloading the lightning bolt by 200%, killing everybody in the water, including the dragon.
Well, thankfully, this island seems to be a bit too big for that.
Don't knock it till I've tried it. All right, I'm not doing that though. Let's continue on. What's next? Eat some dinner.
Eat some
Wait
dinner.
enough time for Valnir to rest. How much time does Valnir need to sleep?
I mean, I still need a full 8-hour rest as well.
Okay.
But we're going to probably get that over the next night anyways.
Well, see, what works for me is that I can go longer than normal without sleeping. So once I get, like, in the middle of the night, my 8-hour sleep, and wake up, I can go all the way until the next night when everybody goes to sleep.
Okay. So after dinner, Arathor goes over and talks to a number of the other people in his group and goes back to where you guys are hanging out in mass Was there perchance another person in your group?
Why do you ask?
Well, some of my fellow citizens here were a bit concerned. They heard some noises deeper into the swampland, but they couldn't find where it was coming from. They're a little bit scared that something might happen, like at our last camp.
In case it does, we will be at least eligible to help a little bit. But where did they hear it from?
They couldn't quite identify where it was coming from, but they thought they heard snoring.
Was it like.
No, it wasn't like that. They just said it sounded like snoring.
Well, I can say this much: our ship before it wrecked did have several other people on board. It is possible that one of our other companions from the ship may have washed up on shore recently.
He nods and says, "Well, I'll have to post a guard. Better safe than sorry. And if one of your companions is washed up, they are welcome to join us."
And we nod and say, "Thank you. Just in case there is a question, have them ask one of us, your guard."
Okay. Arathor nods and says, "Surely we will try to ask before an incident could happen. And we'll do our best to try and make sure that there's no misunderstanding." And then he goes off to talk to his guards and then gets ready to go to bed after dinner. And after that, it seems to be they're doing shifts of 2 throughout the night.